Some say it's all about 1925 and beyond. The podcast. KC 100 year celebration with Pete A. Kennedy and Marlon A. Kennedy.
Welcome. It's another episode of the 1925 and Beyond podcast. I'm your co-host, Pete A. Kennedy. I'm here with co-host, Big Brother Marlon A. Kennedy, and we have a special group of guys for you today. I would say the best of the best, what I would call them, straight out of North Street. But before we get to the guests, we got to drop some credit. We're on the podcast. So I went to KC between the years of 1992 to 1995, played Colts 93, 94. We won the championship. Moved on to Manning Cup in 95, but like every KC man would tell you, the journey didn't stop there. But the guest is most important on this podcast. Let's get to the guest. Big Brother, what you have to say?
All right, thank you, Pete. Welcome everybody from joining us again for another episode. As Pete said, I'm the co-host. Also went to KC from 1986 to 93 and played cricket at all levels and captained the Kingston College team at all levels. Again, we have another set of distinguished guests with us. Some of the times when we get these guests, I have to tell Pete to be careful of how he uses his introduction. Because with our current guests, when Pete say win Colts one year and don't win the Manning Cup, these gentlemen that we have here don't have a clue what that is all about, because these gentlemen are used to winning Manning Cup.
Oh, man.
So when them hear Pete say that, they must say, that man never do nothing at KC. Who is this man? But it's a pleasure to have joining us today the current, what we call the student management team in terms of the head boy and his deputies. So join us today, we have Antoineil, Alywn, Matt, and Jaden. Gentlemen, welcome to 1925 and beyond.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure. So, in true fashion, because I must say, this is unique ground that we're breaking. Usually we do one guest at a time, but we are, as I said, we are kill four with one stone right now. So we have all four of them here.
Yeah.
We had asked Antoineil to organize this for us, and he did so. Initially, when we started this, Antoineil was in the back, but because of the shade of his skin, we couldn't keep him in the back because we don't only see eyes and teeth. So Antoineil had to come to the front. Oh, man. I'm sure, hey, Antoineil, if you're in my year at KC, a brown in them call you. So I just make you know. That's our wrap up, gentlemen. So thank you for joining us. So,
yes.
In true fashion, we want you to start off with Antoineil and then go around. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from and all that sort of thing. And just give us your story before you came to KC. Just a little bit about yourself. And we start with you, Antoineil.
Okay. So I started at RGI.
Yeah, hold the phone closer to you because you're echoing away. Yeah. So we hear you.
I started at RGI Basic School, then went on to Lannerman Preparatory, where I met Mr. Jeremy. He was then the assistant Manning Cup coach here at Kingston College, and Stampy as well. So I had always wanted to come to Kingston College to train Manning Cup, but I was a track star. When I got to KC in 2018, I said, okay, I'm going to break and just focus on my academics. 2019 come when I was in 8th grade. I said, okay, I'm going to started training for track and field. Where about 3 days into the train, I said, no, this is not for me.
So, hold on. Before you go any further, Antoineil, I want you to know that you're not special because you have so many of us come from primary and prep school and all age school think we are stars. And when you come KC and see some man give you donkey lens and some man play a ball like them belong in a Premier League, you realize, you don't reach that league yet. So yes, we accept your honesty, Antoineil. Continue.
Talk about yourself. Talk about yourself. Because you try out for football and not make it and end up play cricket. One sport me try out for and one sport me play and a football. So may not win them all, but me a ball.
No, I didn't try out for football when I came to Kingston College.
Continue. Go ahead.
So 2018, no, 2019,
Uh-huh.
said, okay, Cadere. Joined. I did my recruit exam December 2018, passed out 2019 January. From there on, then I said, okay, Cadere is my passion, and that's where I stay.
Nice.
Excellent.
I am now a warrant officer class 2 and also the company sergeant major for that.
For the cadet unit at KC.
So what does that mean as somebody who is not in the military, and what does that mean when you say you are that
Company sergeant major.
company? Yeah.
Right, so in another term, I am the president for the club.
Got it.
Right, and I'm also the highest ranking person in the school.
Nice.
As a student.
As a student.
As a student. Okay. Because I don't want Major Peter and Gray here, yo. And just squeeze upon your ears and box upon your lip, but you're the higher ranking person. You understand? Because I know she's watching this, you know. All right, thank you, Antoineil. Pass it to the next person, make we hear his story.
Right, so I'll hand over now to Alywn Brown, the deputy.
All right, Alywn, make we hear you.
All right, so my name is Alywn Brown. I started at Marlymount Primary and Infant School in Old Harbour. And you know that far from KC. So
Yeah.
Alywn, that not far yet. We have people who come from Ocho Rios to come KC. So nice try.
No, man, you see why that different from me? You see where I live? Marlymount was like 5 minutes walk. So imagine the transition. So, yeah, it is just kind of weird. And I was also the deputy head boy for my year. And what's actually funny is that KC was not my first choice. My first choice was actually Campion, then Arden, then KC. Because my sister went to Arden and I actually wanted to go to Arden. But when I passed for KC, I wasn't disappointed, you know, but I wasn't pleased because I thought I could have done better. But then my principal at the time, Mr. Harris, told me that KC was a great school. Because all I heard about KC is that champs, quiz, and I actually did quiz in 2018. I wasn't a part of the team, but I had a passion for it. So when I came in grade 7, I still didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. Just that you transitioning from 4 subjects to 16 or so subjects, right? So it is just kind of odd, and my grades then just dropped. And then from there, I kind of found my space, I find my groove, and then my average just started to build up from there. In grade 8, I actually joined the robotics club.
Okay.
And I'll touch a bit more on that later. So grade 8, you know, COVID came and all of that, and then we missed out on face-to-face classes in grade 9.
Yep.
But then we came back in grade 10 with the hybrid learning, face-to-face and online. And then in grade 11 is when I actually got fully involved in robotics. Because the following year, I actually went to a summer camp where I got recruited to represent KC in Team Jamaica's national robotics team. And I became the lead programmer and went to Athens, Greece in September last year.
Where I say?
Right.
What?
And we actually took home a medal, 3rd place, Dr. May Jemison Award for International Unity. And now I'm the team captain. And we just competed in the first tech challenge where we won the Think Award. That award displays the team with the best engineering portfolio. And we also came 3rd in qualification matches, winning 4 matches back to back to back. And we now received an invitation to compete internationally in Edmonton, Canada, in July. So that's a quick rundown of.
But I must say, doing Alywn, that, you know, for a man where initially say my complaints, to leave from Old Harbour, come a KC, you end up at Greece and now you go Canada. Yeah. You cannot say that, you cannot be the most ungrateful person on this earth, Alywn. You can't be. You can't be. But congratulations and well done in robotics.
Man, great job.
Okay? Pass it to the next deputy, please.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Of course, my name is Matt Gray.
and I come from St. Thomas. I used to attend a school named Bethesda Primary School, and from there, you know, everything did just start to transition because I actually became the head boy until then take the badge and give somebody else and come in a deputy. So, yeah, I like,
Then do you that?
It burned me, you know.
Yes.
But it was okay because later on, I then graduated and I went to KC. Now, KC was my first choice, and it wasn't because, oh, it was a conscious decision. It was mostly due to my father. He's a KC old boy. And him say, yeah, man, yeah, a KC I go, you're not going to no other place. KC I go. And so, yeah, I ended up at KC, started on my first year, and I joined the choir. And, you know, it was actually a very good experience. You know, say, when I sing and thing, and, you know, after those, make sure you matriculate. And I even performed during their Christmas concert. I think it was in 2018, that same year, or 2019, until I eventually left because, you know, voice start tying up and things.
Yeah, man. Puberty start kicking and hair start grow up on your shoulder or something. So you have to cut it out. We understand.
Yeah. So I had to do that. And then Corona came along. And, you know, it was on, you know, it was on the computer screen every day. And to be honest, it was one of the best and probably one of the most boring experiences, just locked up in your house and all of that. So, yeah. Then later on, I joined the aviation club.
Okay, all right.
And I am currently the vice president for the aviation club. And yeah, I think that's basically like a rundown of my story. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, thank you, Matt. Let's have you know, Jaden.
All right, good day, good day. My name is Jaden Philips, and as you know, I'm a deputy at Kingston College. I graduated from Alpha Primary.
Nice.
Yeah, but my story goes a bit further from there because I wanted to go to Kingston College from I was about 5 because where I live in McIntyre Villa, you know, that's right beside Melbourne.
Yeah.
Kingston College was like, how you could say, champion is for, you know, quote unquote, uptown kids.
Now call it what it is, man. Bishop Gibson.
Kingston College was the peak. Kingston College was a way out of the ghetto. And for me, that's where my mind was. KC1 champs, KC1 quiz, Manning Cup, the best school. You get me? So KC was the only choice for me. So it's now grade 6. I wrote up my GSAT schools, KC first choice. I graduated and I passed for KC. I was actually top boy for my school.
Nice.
Highest grade in GSAT, and I got posted in the newspaper. And through that, I got a scholarship from an old boy at Kingston College. And I was funded. Well, I am still funded. So I got a scholarship for a 7-year program at Kingston College. And the funny thing about it is, my mother didn't know where the first cent was coming from. So I don't have a father. My father passed away when I was very young.
Sorry about that.
You know, yeah. So Kingston College from the beginning, from before I even started, was a blessing. So from grade 7 straight up to grade 13, where I am now, I have been receiving help from this school. And, you know, thinking about it, I couldn't see myself anywhere else because the people I've met, the experiences I have gathered, everything about this school just build me as a person. So to me, I love KC.
Are you involved in any extracurricular activities, Jaden?
Yeah, so in regards to extracurricular, I am the student council president's assistant or a VP. But other than that, I wasn't really involved in school other than academics. Academics was my focus up until, sixth form, where I cultivated a love for leadership. And I then ran for head boy and I got deputy. So here I am now.
So thank you for that, Jaden. So, when you watch Big Bang Theory, correct? So you know that Jaden would be the Sheldon of the group because he's a man in no sports or straight books.
Actually, I can play football. I was supposed to play, but my mother said I can't balance. So from primary school, she told me to just focus on academics. And then when I came to high school, she gave me the option. But similar story to Antoineil, it was summer school, and I was running against some students, and the lengths that they beat me, I said to myself that I can't do this.
Yeah, man, you cross the finish line, I gotta take up your book.
Yeah, I crossed the finish line and my future flashed.
So gentlemen, it's good to have a nice mix here, gentlemen. We have someone in the cadets, we have robotics, we have somebody that them fire from the choir and gone into aviation. And then we actually have somebody who is more into, developing relationships and so forth in terms of, student council and doing charitable work and so forth. So that is really good. I really enjoy this mix as well. So I just want to confirm amongst, who are the ones located over Melbourne? Any other deputies responsible for Melbourne?
Right. So I'm actually the deputy responsible for over Melbourne. So in the mornings, I have to ensure that the senior prefects are at their grade level, so 7, 8, and 9. And I always just come like 6:30 in the morning, take a walk around. I'll stand at the gate to ensure that their ties are tied properly, as you can see, the V. Right. I ensure that everybody's wearing the correct socks, shoes, belt, hair is groomed neatly. And I just, sometimes if I have enough time or if I don't have a session, I'll spend like an hour with the guys and talk to them about my life at KC and how they can progress through KC. And I always tell them that enjoy your time at KC because right now I'm feeling so nostalgic.
Yeah.
Because this is like our final week, final official week.
Wow. That's good.
And after that,
studying preparing for the exams or doing exams and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, man. And the time flash passing so fast, no? 7 years gone in a blink of an eye.
People normally say that the COVID years don't count. But it is what it is, and actually, I have a very deep love for this school that I plan on coming back in September as the mentor for the next robotics team. Because I just love this school so much, and I love the robotics program that's here, because I kind of built it from the ground up. So leaving that is kind of like leaving a brotherhood that I cannot leave, because my heart is at stake.
My God.
All right. So this question now is for Antoineil now. So, having been selected as the head boy, Antoineil, what is it like when it comes to your interaction with the principal, the academic staff, and the student body? How do you manage those relationships?
All right. So with the principal, we're always up by his office because we always want to speak to him about something. For the students, we see them here and there, talk to them, ask them how they're doing, their personal well-being, their mental health, their physical being, all of that. Some of them still don't know that I'm head boy because I refuse to wear the badge at school. Because I'm saying that they should not respect the badge. They're supposed to respect the white shirt. Right. Boys will be boys, so we have a few discrepancies sometimes. That's minor. For the teachers, I think most of them, majority, are supportive in what we do. But I believe if we have everyone on board or most persons on board, KC could be better.
Excellent. So for like Jaden and Matt that are, I take it you're the deputies here over at North Street.
Yeah,
what is that like? What is that like managing that aspect of things over North Street?
Great question.
Pass it back to him there. Like we can't hear him. Okay, yeah.
Yes, so the North Street experience is something because the guys over here, they aren't as, I want to say, soft-minded, meaning that you can mold them easier. They are more firm in what they want to do, seeing that they consider themselves as quote-unquote adults or
Man,
that's
yeah.
a big man. Yeah. So, the experience over here it's a lot of talking, a lot of explaining, a lot of showing use of power, showing that, hey, I'm talking to you calmly and you're not listening. And sometimes I have to say, time for fix up. I'm a deputy head boy, I'm speaking to you.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of that, but it's also a mixture of speaking to persons on a casual basis. Grade 11 students, grade 10 students, even sixth formers. We have a bond with them, seeing that we're always here, we're always speaking to them, always telling them about activities that we're planning, always asking them their input and stuff like that. So it's a whole mesh of things between being stern and being casual. So I can say at times it's stressing, but it's I would say it's better than Melbourne because the young guys kind of. But you get what I'm saying.
Alywn, look back by you like, what you say? You have to step up a thing then Alywn, man.
so Matt, let me hear your point of view. Anything different from what Jaden said?
All right, so I agree with Jaden. It's a transition phase. So they come from Melbourne and they come to North Street, so they feel like they're grown men and all that, right? But the thing about it is that the previous head boy or the previous head students, right? They set a plan in which they actually were focusing more on the Melbourne campus because they're young minds, so you can actually sculpt them at that age. So he was actually focusing on the Melbourne campus so that when they transition to North Street, it'll be a more, let's say, simpler task for the up and coming head students, which would be us, then eventually for other head students, right? So my experience here is good. Even though sometimes you them yeah, kind of
yeah, we
know. But the good thing is that you see when you actually explain things to them or try to show them better perspectives, they are willing to listen, understand, and try to see where they went wrong and how they can actually improve on the mistakes that they made. So it's a good thing.
Yeah. Excellent. And now is with your respective extracurricular fields, what are the lessons that you've learned from that participating in these extracurricular activities that has sort of helped to develop you as a person, as a cadet, as somebody in robotics, as somebody in aviation, and as somebody that deals with the student council body? So you have it. You can go ahead. You have it first. You can start. You already have the phone in your hand.
Sir.
Yeah.
There was a little issue, so the audio cut off a bit. So could you repeat that?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that based on your respective extracurricular activities, what is the lesson or some of the lessons that you have learned that have helped to develop you as a person? So you can start with it, Matt, based on your either choir or aviation experience, and then we'll just pass it around to the other gentlemen.
All right. So for choir taught me resilience because you have to stand for hours, you have to sing for hours. Every Saturday, you have to be at the chapel at 12 o'clock. You have to be resilient, you have to be strong. If you don't have that, you're not going to make the choir. A matter of fact, you're probably not make it in other fields. Right?
Yeah.
So, and for aviation, it taught me how to socialize and how to build bonds, how to interact with people. It's a learning experience, and I think those are the major components especially when it comes down to choir and aviation. So yeah.
All right, thank you for that, Matt.
All right. So for me with student council, I want to say that student council has been an eye-opening experience for me, in the sense that you never know what someone is going through until you sit down and speak with them. So it has taught me to appreciate persons in a sense that you don't judge them before you know what they're going through. So I've had experiences, a lot of persons having different issues, different problems, and it has also taught me how to speak to persons, how to communicate with them on a level. So instead of being this authority figure, instead of being this brash person you can't speak to, I'm this calm person that will listen and understand what you're going through and how I can help. It's been an eye-opening experience, and it has given me an open mind as to what person's experiences are. And yeah, that's my experience with student council and what it has taught me.
Thank you.
All right, so robotics. People will just say it's just building robots. You can't learn no life skills from it. You just use your hands, but and a beer nerds do it, but there's a deeper meaning behind it, because there's a saying that a lot roboticists that's what we call ourselves use, is that people do not build robots, a robot builds a family, right? So for doing robotics for like 3-4 years.
Hold on. Say that again. People do not build robots. Robots build a family.
Right, that is true. That is very much true. So so all right, so what robotics has taught me is that you may not get the task that you wanted in mind first try, and if you end up just throwing in the towel from there, then you really and truly just failed at what you're trying to do, because you'll never get building an arm the first try or programming something the first try, because you're always going to have an issue, right? And another thing that I learned from robotics is that you need to kind of have an impact on the people around you or the environment around you. So thinking about these issues around the world, how can you think of a technological solution to solve these issues? Because we're experiencing the next industrial revolution where robots, AI, everything is taking over. And being able to share the knowledge and the skills I've learned in the international program that I participated is really meaningful to me. And especially when I said that quote that a robot, people do not build robots, a robot builds a family. That came from my FGC, First Global Challenge team, because that consisted of 6 students from different schools. So that means we did not know each other. We were like strangers, and I was afraid to talk to them. But at the end of the program, they were like my family. They were like we would call each other.
So hold on, you never read this now? You come up with this?
Yeah, no. It's we collectively come up
together.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Nice.
It's birth.
Yes.
Yo.
So we even go out on like dinner dates. We actually went karaoke, voice gone and everything. And so it doesn't really matter, because we had fun, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. Wow.
Excellent. That's very good to hear.
Wow. My gosh. No, I was going to ask this other thing.
Hold on. Antoineil don't speak yet.
No, but before Antoineil go on, right? Because he's going to talk about, the cadet side of it. I just wanted to ask Matt, right? You know Kevin Miller? Kevin Miller is the president of the club?
He's the president. He's my colleague.
Okay. Because we're working on something for 2 of you guys in the club. And did you know it was me that was having that communication with him about the camp that's coming up in June?
I had no idea, and I was finding out, but I don't know what going to be.
All right, so we'll talk afterwards as we make a connection in regards to doing something like that. So, good stuff. All right, go ahead, Mr. Allen.
All right, so for me, one is discipline. In the sense that you must get up every day and say, yes, I am going to finish what I started. Right? other word is persistence. See. So in the case where in Cadet, we set our rules and we have our regulations. We say, all right, we're going to live by this and we're going to die by this. Sometimes I might get up and say, all right, I feel like I break the rule, right? No, I'm going to do this because I'm a senior man. But the lower ranks have to follow, right?
Yeah.
You have to think to yourself and say, all right, if I am going to do this, what are they going to expect of me? And then as a senior, you're going to want to mash them up because they're doing the wrong thing. And when you really look at yourself, you did the wrong thing and they saw, right? So persistence is key. For me, also team building. In the case where, all right, we're out in bush on an exercise, orienteering exercise. One man might be stronger in map reading, so all right, we're going to work together with this man, give him a few pointers while he's finding the 6-figure, the 4-figure grid reference, and we move out as a team, find what we're supposed to find and come back to base. Maybe win the competition at the end of the day. Right?
Wow. So it got that deep? I never knew it went that deep. Cadet, you go bush at school?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, they do cadet camp and stuff like that.
Oh, what did I say?
So just for the record, in case when people start to watch this, as a cadet sergeant major, when you say mash up, I think you mean persuasive disciplinary measures, correct?
That's correct, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Just need to put that on the record there, Mr. Headboy, about mash up. All right, so what the next question for you, gentlemen, is there anyone or any group of persons that have left a lasting impression on you at KC? It could be a fellow student, an older boy, a teacher, administrator, a coach, a supporter, and even your parents to a certain extent. So I just ask you to just answer that and pass the mic around with that, please.
I will start. So I'm going to mention multiple persons.
Yeah, man, that's no problem. We'll go to that.
Right. So first, I'd say my sister, because I have multiple siblings, but she's the one that I see every day and speak to every day. And she was the one that actually I spoke to first when I passed for KC, because she was saying that it doesn't really matter which school you pass for, it's the impact that you make at that school. And when I graduated in that same year, well, in 2023, I became the valedictorian, and she was the first person I told, and she blew it up on social media. And when graduation came, everybody was messaging me, telling me congratulations and all that. So she has been.
Her name, man. One big up sister.
So her name is Shanique Singh. She was Miss Jamaica World 2022, and she competed in India.
Nice.
Right. So
boy, Alywn, before you go any further, to have a sister in your family to win Miss Jamaica, I can assure you that the beauty was on her side of the fence. So no, you're good with that. We work with that. Go on still. Go on. Say your piece.
You know, it's not the first time we hear that. It's enough time.
All we can't tell lie, Alywn. All we can't tell lie.
What is
it is so you go. It's so you go. It's so you go.
I get it.
Don't worry about man, man. You're a handsome young man. Leave the man and go.
Yeah. So the next person would definitely be the head boy when I came into KC in 2018, Cadere. So orientation, he was there and he was out purple blazer and everything. And you know, when you see somebody in a purple blazer, it just, you know, it signifies something.
Special, man.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
So when you see him, you're like, I want to be like him, or even better than him. Because even when I was campaigning for Headboy, I asked previous head students for advice, and they say that I shouldn't aim to be like them. I should aim to be better than them. And the last person I'd say is Asaph Reynolds, one of the previous deputy head boys. He has been a very impactful person in my life at KC, because Alright, so as we say, or as I say, Aesop is a genius. He's so smart. He is the resident genius. He's actually studying aeronautical engineering. You see how complicated that sounds? Even the word is complicated. So I could go to Aesop with any issue, any problem, and he would find a solution for it. Like Aesop was like a machine, and he actually competed in quiz for 2 years and brought the team to quarterfinals. And I have to just thank him for everything he has done for Casey and myself.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right. So I want to mention multiple people. So first off, I have to big up to my father.
Yes.
I have to big up to my father because,
what daddy name? Call him name, man.
His name is Ian Gray. That's my dad's name.
Nice.
And when I was 8, I divorced to go on with my mother, right? And from ever since it was thick and thin, he was always there. He was my best friend, and to this day, he's still my best friend. So I'm have to look up to my father.
Wow.
And another person I have to mention is Mr. Murray, the principal. Yep. I have to look up Mr. Murray as well. From 7th grade, the first time I saw Mr. Murray, I was terrified. I was scared because you see this tall man, right? You see him in a suit, and they just give off this presence. Like, I was terrified. But, becoming a head student, and we, started to interact with Mr. Murray a bit more and started to learn about his personality.
Yeah.
We realized that he's actually a very cool person. He's very chill. He's an amazing leader. I can tell you that he's an amazing leader.
Oh, yeah, we know. Yes.
Definitely. And, we can take our whole heap of time book and learn. I'm telling you. And one person I'd like to mention is Joshua Smith. And the reason why I'm mentioning him is because he's in lower 6, and he is definitely going to be a potential head student for the next academic year. That young man, you can ask any of them. He's very impactful. He has done a lot of things. He's outspoken, well articulated. That's who he is. And, he's an inspiration to many and an inspiration to all.
Wow.
Nice.
Big up, Joshua.
Yeah, so for me, I'm gonna get a little more personal.
That's
in
fine.
the sense that my inspirations would be my mother, my grandmother, previous head boy, and my now sponsor. So starting with my mother. So as I said before, I don't have a father. He passed away when I was 6 months old. So it was her alone, me and her, through everything. So she was my guide. She taught me that, you have to be firm in your beliefs. She's a stark Christian, so, she's firm in her beliefs.
Yes.
So she raised me in a way that I would appreciate myself, and I would appreciate God and his blessings. So my mother has been a firm inspiration for me.
Call her name, Mummy what? Mummy what? Yes, ma'am.
So I aspire to be someone great in order to make her happy.
Excellent.
So yeah. My next inspiration would be my grandmother.
Nice.
So she would play the father figure in my life, in the sense that she is always the one that you go to. Like you normally go to your father and say, Daddy, say mommy. She would be the father. So I say, I call her mommy. So I say, mommy, say, I buy something, or you can help me with this. And she would always be there. All when she cuss, I have it. She always has it somehow. So,
big up grandmother. What grandma name?
Andrea Crasdale.
Yeah, man.
And
big
then
up grandma. Yes.
After that now would be the previous head boy. His name is Niles Davis. So for me, Niles is my inspiration into wanting to be the head boy, or wanting to be a head student, in the sense that he showed me, he gave me experiences I never thought I would have. So he let me you know, see how it is outside of KC. He brought me outside of the school. He put me in as part of his team, so I would see how conversations went, stuff like that. So Niles, he has been a core part of me developing in leadership. So I'll always look to him as an inspiration. And finally, now my sponsor, Dr. Ivor Nugent.
Where I
So
say,
yeah,
my friend Dr. Ivan Nugent from Florida.
yep.
My
So Dr. Nugent, he has been a person that, regardless of what, I can always speak to him and go to him for help.
wow.
He has helped me in not just monetary ways, but speaking to me, giving me advice in regards to how I should approach life and stuff like that. He was actually one of the persons that pushed me to be head boy. So I remember the day he called me to the main office with Mr. Murray. As everyone here can attest, Mr. Murray is a very demanding person. So you have to have this kind. You feel this kind of way when you're going to speak to him. So he was the one that brought me to him, and he told me that ask to him stuff like that. So I spoke to him, and from there on, I had the aspiration to becoming a head student, and yeah. So those four persons I can really say are my inspirations.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, as the head boy is taking it, let me give you this little one thing and share with you that probably Dr. Nugent don't share. So I'm also the president of the Jamaican Men of Florida, and I'm not gonna call name for confidentiality, but somebody in the community reached out and said they needed help in regards to doing a particular thing, and we didn't have the money. But I knew I had the resources. And when we pick up the phone and start call guys, KC man. And the man say, yo, they don't know Dr. Nugent does that. And I was like, but I sit with him because I live in Florida. I'm a part of the South Florida group. And I said, no, I had no clue. He was in Jamaica at the time. Can you believe that Dr. Nugent and I drove to Miami, spent about 2 hours with that young man because he was in a particular situation that he could help him medically. When that mother called me, she said, there's no money could have paid for what Dr. Nugent did for that little boy within the 2 hours. So I share that to say to you, Jaden, that it's a thing that he does, and he has blessed my soul ever since with that. A KC man. You could have said, Pete, I don't have the time. I just come from Jamaica and I want to spend it with my family. So I look in the camera and I said, Dr. Ivan Nugent, big up yourself for doing what you do. And we see the fruits of your service. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to
Yes,
drop
sir.
that one, Jaden, so you know
Yes, sir.
he's also doing it across the world.
Yes, sir.
All right. Head boy, chime in time.
All right, so I have a few persons that I look up to. Starting with my parents and family members. I just want to say thank you for what you have been doing, and thank you for that. All right, so for the previous head students, I just want to say thank you. I did not know that they would have recommended to become a head boy this year, as I was just a regular sub prefect, and I did not really show any interest in being a head student, right? As it relates to the public speaking, every time I have a speech to do, I always look for Antoine walking, right? I would say to Antoine, I am scared, or I am not sure how to do this or what to say. And he would say, all right, send me what you have. I'll proofread it, I'll edit it, and resend it back to you. And I'll do that, come to my speeches, and just execute. Right. Mr. Murray, I'll always look up to that man. He had me from I was about 7 years old, and I am forever grateful for the lessons that he has taught me and still teaching me. My mentor, I won't mention his name for confidentiality matters. I just want to say thank you.
I know who your mentor is, because I saw him the other day and him tell me, say, I'm a mentor you, but I know the gentleman. He's an ex-JDF officer, man. I know him. I know him. I see him the other day and man say, yeah, man, Headboy, am I you? That's me. I say, all right, you mean good hands.
Yeah.
But we can talk after here. You're good, man. You're Chris. Yeah, man.
So for all of that, I'm just grateful for the persons that have been in my life, the support that they've given me.
All right, so
Wow.
we're going to look to wrap up now, gentlemen. But I want you to know, I'm going to put you on the spot here, and I need each of you to give me 3 words. Think about it, to describe your 7 years at KC. 3 words to describe your 7 years at KC.
I'll start.
Yeah, man.
So my 3 words would be proud, fun, and challenging.
Nice.
And my 3 words would be fruitful, aspiring, and purple. All right, so my words would be pride, brotherhood, and short, too short.
Yeah.
My 3 words are extraordinary, royalty, and purity.
Wow.
Nice. That's good. So the next thing now, gentlemen, is what are your plans for the future? Where do you see? What do you want to study and do in the future?
So as I said that I'll be here in September.
And not to cut you, but here's what we want as well, right? I believe, let's put it out to what it is. If you believe you need some help and you say, boy, you know, this could have helped me if I have this, say it. We don't know who, but there's a close to thousands of old boys and extra people that would be watching this that you just never know that make that connection. So don't be scared to put out there what your desires are. Just want to drop that piece in.
No problem. So as I said, I'll be here in September. That means that I'm going to one of the universities in Jamaica, University of the West Indies.
Right.
I'll be studying computer science, and I'm also thinking about boarding on campus because, you know, coming from Old Harbour, UE. So my parents are now looking for funds for that. I'm looking for scholarships as well because my sister is still in in university. She's doing medicine. I know medicine school fee is up there. So, you know, my school fee and her school fee is L on my mother and my father. So, and the 3-year program at UE. So after the 3-year program, I'm looking and starting a cyber security company in Jamaica and a software engineering company. And you know, as I said, we're going into the next industrial revolution, so you have to fit your career to match that, because that's where the
AI and them stuff there, right?
Exactly.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, so for me, I want to be a lawyer, so you know how that is. Yeah, so in regards to university, I've applied, but law is a tenuous program, so you know you have to wait to get your passes and stuff before I hear.
Yeah.
So in regards to law, you know, the school fee is a lot, and I've expressed that, you know, it's my mother alone. So I would love if anyone could help me in regards to scholarships and funding for university. I have applied to 2 universities of the West Indies, one here, Mona, and over Barbados, that is Cave Hill.
Cave Hill campus.
I'm an aspiring lawyer. I've spoke to other persons who are lawyers, KC Old Boys as well. So not just about funds, but I like a lot mentorship in regards to how it is when, you know, the process of becoming a lawyer, how to manage the cases, the studies, all of that. So to me, yeah, I would really appreciate help in regards to mentorship as well as funding. Yeah.
Thanks.
Nice.
All right. So I like to pursue aviation. I actually want to become a pilot.
Yay!
But I've applied to UE and I want to do electrical power engineering, but I also want to do their 2 year program where you do 2 years here in electrical power and then 2 years, I think, in Florida State University for aeronautical engineering. So I would definitely love some assistance, some level of mentorship. You know, I would really love the help, but that's really what I want to pursue. And yeah, I think that's practically it.
All right.
Nice.
For me, I would like to study civil engineering or computer engineering at the University of Technology. And while pursuing that degree, either degree, I'd like to use my free time to come back and assist in either track and field or the cadet.
All right, Headboy.
Wow.
Based on your donkey lane story where you tell us earlier, I'd suggest just focus on the cadet them. Yeah? Winnings we are deal with, Headboy. Winnings. All right, so thank you very much, gentlemen. It was really, really a pleasure getting to meet you all and sit with you and hear your stories and your aspirations. I know you're all coming to the end of the road of your student life. What most old boys will tell you that them don't leave KC, them only stop come here and attend class, but them still there KC up till them dead. So, you know, we wish for you all the best, and how the old boys approach it, and you've seen it as well, is that people give what they have. Don't give what you don't have. And if you don't have the time in your young careers, wait until things settle down and you come back. All right. But never forget the institution. Never forget it. All right. So I want to wish you all the best. All right, Pete, your turn.
Wow, man. I'm lost for words. My cheeks is hurting. I think I done lost my breath. My gosh. But before we actually do the full close, here's the one thing that we want you guys to say, right? And we're going to start with Jaden. We're going to come to Matt. We're going to come to Alywn. And then we'll wrap up with Mr. Allen. We want you guys to just look in the camera and wish KC 100 celebration, happy birthday. Do it in your own style. If you want to say 1 year pandemic, whatever you want to do.
All right. So I would love to wish Kingston College, the greatest institution on the planet, a happy 100-year celebration. And I wish that the school will make many more prosperous students that will live on to have many more prosperous careers and help back this school. So I want to say, celebrate life, Kingston College, and 1 more year upon them.
Nice.
So happy 100 years to Kingston College. Of course, 100 years of trials and tribulations and 100 years of memories. So you know, say 1 KC, 1 purple and white. That is it. 1 KC, never no else. All right. So bon anniversary, Kingston College. Happy 100th anniversary, and it's 100 years of excellence, never yielding, always pushing forward, and that is what KC is all about. 1 Fortis, never 2.
You go. French. All right, feliz cumpleaños, Kingston College. 100 years never yielding. I look forward to many more.
Thank you.
Wow. There you have it, our future pilot, our future engineers, and I would say our future councilman, or who we would call lawyers. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from the top boys out of the top school that give you the greatest this evening. Kingston College Headboys. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you. We appreciate it. But we wrap up every 1925 and Beyond podcast with the greatest motto that came out of the greatest institution. No, we've never done it where we had multiple people in one room. So because of that, we're going to count it down so we all don't sound weird over the mic, right? Just for some form of order. But let's say the greatest motto that come out of the greatest institution, and we start after 3. Here we go. What? And before we're gonna say it in Latin first, and then we say the actual English version. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Fortis.
Cadere.
CEDRE, none Potest.
The
brave may fall,
but
but
never
yield.
yield.
Hey, here's what I learned recently. Fortis then, Fortis now. Fortis forever. See you on the next 1925 and beyond. I'm telling you, we get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. KC 100, the stories are rich and they're unique. See you on the next one. Cheers.